Busy city, plenty of attractions. River is around 800 miles long and was the centre of the historic fur trade in this part of the world. This is the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, built in 1974 and holds a record for attendance at the World Championship. Overall, over 185,000 attended here in 2007. And this is the men's session 3. It's Japan against the Netherlands, both with a game played so far. A win for Japan and defeat for the new boys at this championship, the Netherlands, and the teams are welcomed into the arena. Good crowd in for this early morning draw. The Netherlands with a defeat in their first game and Japan with that win. I'm Alison Walker, and alongside me for this one, Luke Coley, providing you with live commentary throughout the whole game and updates for the other one going on in the arena. And here are the lineups. For Japan, Kazuki Morozumi's the lead. At second, Tsuyoshi Yamaguchi. Their third player, Setsuru Shimizu. And the Japanese skip, Yuzuki Morozumi. For the Netherlands, lead player Carlo Glasbergen. Playing second, Lawrence Hoekman. Third player, Wouter Huskins. And the Netherlands skip, Jaap van Dorp. So there are the two lineups. Getting all set for the action inside here. And the standings so far, Canada leading the way alongside Germany, Japan and the United States. Two teams still to play in the second session. No wins for Scotland or Sweden. So yeah, the other game going on is that Russia-Canada game. Russia with a heavy defeat in their opening game and Canada winning. And there are the Netherlands team. Players just warming up and stretching, getting ready for the action. A lot to think about. Olympic qualifying points for their countries. Getting as many wins as they can in this championship.
Yeah, every win is important because not only playing to get on the podium, but trying to qualify for the Olympics. And Yusuke Morozumi and his Japanese side have never qualified other than the year they hosted the Olympics back in '98. For their nation, they're trying to make it a first or a second. For them, they'd love to build on their fourth place from a year ago. A win in their first. They played okay, they weren't great, but it's a first game at a World Championship. A lot to build on, and they're taking on the Netherlands team who lost an extra end game to Germany. Just the second time a team from Netherlands has been to the World Championship.
It's a big step up for them, Luke, isn't it?
Yeah, it was for a young team. They got the youngest player in Wouter Huskins at the third position. So really important for them to have a solid game, even though they lost that first one. They played quite well. They were in the game the entire way. You're in a big venue, something they may not have seen as much. They come from the B side at the Europeans to qualify, winning that challenge match against Austria. So they're coming out. They're playing with house money. They're qualified for the Worlds. They're now eligible to play in that Olympic qualifier if they don't finish in the top of the standings and qualify outright. Because the top 7 nations, plus Korea, will qualify directly for the Olympics, and then there's 2 spots available at an Olympic pre-qualifier for the last 2 countries to make it to South Korea early next year.
So every game really does matter. Every round-robin game matters at this World Championship for every country. And both teams keen to get off to a good start in this one. Lead player, Kazuki Morozumi. 28 years old now, Kazuki. And curling a long time. Had his hair specially done, Luke, for this championship.
Well, you might as well look good, knowing there's a lot of coverage for this Japanese team. A big following with them, following their 4th place finish last year.
I know it's a bit of a girly thing, but he said it was maybe a bit long when he was sweeping. It was
getting in the way.
Yeah.
I don't have that issue.
So what's your feeling about this? There's a gulf of experience, certainly. We just introduced Carlo Glasberg, the lead player, 14 years old, not 14 years old, 14 years as a curler. He's certainly a bit more than 14.
Just a little bit. They are very young.
They are a young team.
Some still high school age.
He's from Zoetermeer in the Netherlands, and he's a vitality management data analyst.
That is the title.
Yeah.
Well, and a nice come around by him to start things off. Goes to the top part of the house. Japan, maybe knowing that they have a little experience. Okay, let's throw the centerline guard. Netherlands won the draw to the last stone draw challenge. Let's go put a centerline and see if we can go aggressively against this team early.
Suzuki is a sales clerk at a leisure facility in Nagano, in Japan.
Curled 88% in their win yesterday against Italy. Well, nicely done. Just a little tap on it. Playing around that centerline guard.
Hey, kom maar. Hij is goed. Wat? Yep. Oh. Stop tot 4. Oh, oh nee. Nee. Oh. Die lijn. Die lijn. Oh. Yep. Okay, so they guard out.
Well, just a little chip, and by leaving that one, now chance here, Japan can make this double.
And that's down to Tsuyoshi Yamaguchi, one of the older players in the team, 32 now, born in Hokkaido in Japan. He's a sports instructor when he's not curling.
Well, trying to make both of them go away, roll the shooter away. And able to get it out of the rings. So line two,
Yep,
just
nice.
that little mistake by Netherlands allowed for that hit and roll away by Team Japan.
So we have Lawrence Hoekman, just 19, the second player for the Netherlands. He's a student in Bergen-Koek. I think that's how you say it. Forgive me if you're from the Netherlands and you're listening and watching.
Well, good effort there. Try and make that roll underneath. See the rules of play. 6 ends must be played. They are the thinking time, so not while the stone is running does the clock tick, and they are given 1 60-second timeout to play 10 ends. Scheduled here for a Sunday morning. Of course, the Sunday of the opening Sunday of a World Championship. The usual two games only on the ice.
Yep. Whoa. Green. Yep. Green, yep.
Allows you to concentrate
Whoa.
if you're here. Just on a couple of games.
Well, got to get past their own.
Oh, catches it. And wanders out.
Well, early mistake for Yamaguchi. He struggled a bit yesterday in their game, just at 66%. So an early miss by the Japanese second, and see if they can pick him up later on. But good opportunity for the Netherlands now to lie too.
Whoa. Hardsperm. Yep. Hardsperm. Whoa. Hardsperm. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Guard up. Yep. Yep. Guard up.
Which they do.
I think it's good enough. They maybe tuck enough that you can't roll underneath. The slash is tough. And there's a good look. They did get underneath of that centerline guard.
Here's Tsuru Shimizu, 29 years old now. He's a student in Nagano. 9 years with this team now. They have been together a long time, this team. Know each other very well indeed. 6 World Championship as well, so a bit of experience behind them now.
And familiarity with one another, knowing how they're going to throw. Here we see the youngest player of the competition.
Yeah, Wouter Huskins, 18. What an experience for him here in Edmonton. He's a student. He's been 4 years on this team though, so he almost started when he was 14.
No, very nice, just in front, tucks enough that...
How much can we see?
Not a lot. It might force the run back now. Try and get at least one of them, but there is a chance here you can get both of them going. Well, misses everything and opens up those two. Netherlands looking good to try and score multiple points with the hammer.
Yeah, very much advantage the Netherlands in this first end. Played a nice one with his first stone. Let's see what he can do with the second.
Yep, make sure, boys. Yep. Hij moet C-line back voor. Carlo. Gaat nu wel veel. Hard, Carlo. Yep, helder. Hard, Carlo, go. Hard. 12. Okay, how much 12 dan?
Ideally want to get this one even with that one on the button, but
Yeah.
a couple double options now for Japan, and they're going to need their skipper to bail them out. Otherwise, they're giving up 2 or 3 in this first end.
So Yuzuki Morozumi, the Japanese skip, already with a little bit of pressure here. Facing 3, 32, brother of Kazuki. Let's see what he can do here.
Well, really needs to come up with a double now, and just misses that one. Tough trying to bail the team out, not able to make those doubles and eliminate some stones.
All about the margins, isn't it? Look.
Did not miss that by much as it just slides by. Rolls to a spot that's definitely one
Awkward,
that Netherlands has to deal with, worrying about that one behind it. But yeah, Van Dorp will have a chance with his first to lie 3.
What a great position for Team Netherlands in this first end. Yeah, Van Dorp, the Netherlands skip, 27.
10. Yep, 10. Oh. Oh. Carlo. Yep.
From Veldhoven in the Netherlands. 7 years on this team.
Well, half shot, not able to stick around. Does avoid the jam. That would have been the wrong way to miss that stone if you're going to miss hit and roll out.
So again, under pressure here. A Japanese skip. Goes through his pre-delivery routine.
While trying to make a double, missed it on the first, and just too thin.
Certainly a slightly better position than they were in slightly earlier on.
Well, at that point, they're just hoping for it to curl up to have a chance. Had enough to remove it, but just underneath of that second one, an opportunity to strike first with the hammer is Netherlands, and an early 2-0 lead.
So last stone from Jaap van Dorp of the Netherlands.
Nog niet. Die lijn. Die lijn weg voor. Oké. Veel weinig, echt heel weinig. Oké. Ja. Hij gaat nu een beetje cleanen.
And coming up nicely to nestle up beside that other one right in the center. Well played by him, and a great start for Team Netherlands in this featured game. 2 yellow counters, 2 points, and after one, Japan 0, Netherlands 2.
Eerst gewoon top 4, denk ik. Ja, denk ik. Daarna wel gewoon 3. Hij gaat sowieso corner. Ja, precies. Ga ook wel op 7. Zelfs als die tweede in het huis is, vind ik niet eens erg. Als het gewoon simpel houden. Als je niet te lange guard in ieder geval. Ja, zeker. Skill boys. We hebben nog tijd zat, hè? Ja, precies. Jij blij? Nee. Ja, het is echt overheen. Zeker? Dat er echt overheen, ja? Dan kan je ietsje eerder beginnen met je. Mag hij wel erover?
Well, it looks like a
Laurens zei dat het zeker was.
early hog line violation on that one.
Zeg dat hij daar even mee ophoudt dan.
And that is very frustrating. Let's take another look.
You'll see some right at where the handle meets the stone. There's lights that'll flash when you release it. If it's red,
You have to release it before that line, otherwise it goes red.
and they pull it right away. So a clean slate to start things off for Japan with nothing in play. They can put up the corner guard.
It doesn't happen very often, but it does, that hog line violation.
And they're just over the hog line, so close one to being a hog stone after the hog line violation with the long corner guard. Tough to use those ones because of the amount of swing in the ice.
It can still be of use, but not where he wanted it to finally finish.
Geldt nog niet.
Made sure he released it way before the hog line that time.
Geldt niet veel. Go back to 4. Go Phil.
And they'll feel quite good to get that first end out the way. The Netherlands look and just get a couple of points in the bag.
Yeah, you saw a little bit of the celebration, the excitement after. It's a nice start. They got off to a good start yesterday against Germany. Back and forth game throughout.
Lots of fans from all over the world here supporting the teams.
That's good.
So here with that being a long guard, they're putting one tight to the house. They're trying to use two corner guards.
And that's in a nice position.
Yeah, knowing that even if they go and peel the top one, they'll have that next one to use and draw behind later in the end to try and generate some offense with the hammer.
Sporting their new tops with the rings on them, looking good. Team Netherlands. Lots of colours going on there.
So off goes that high corner guard, and that's what Japan wanted. Now they peel that one. They have that tighter corner guard in a better position to use and generate offense around. Two options, they can play the straight draw, or you can hit and roll now. Well, here you could use the corner draw behind it. Now it looks like they're drawing around that stone in the top of the 8-foot. Use this stone, force Netherlands to play a straight back or come after them, and then they can open up play behind the corner. It's a tough spot to draw to because you want to get it behind, but you don't want to be too deep and out of the rings.
It's getting pretty heavy, isn't it?
And that one goes right through.
Let's check on the other game going on in Sheet C. That's Russia against Canada, first end.
Yeah, and it was Brad Gushu with his first. He was able to draw behind a corner guard. Russia skipper Alexei Stukalski unable to make the short little run back. Means Brad Gushu and Team Canada opportunity to draw anywhere into the rings, an open draw, chance to score an early 2. And always nice early in a game, as we saw Netherlands and Jaap van Dorp in our featured game draw open into the rings. It's Brad Gushu in Canada gets the open draw, pick an early 2.
Nicely done by Canada. Good start for them too. Back to our featured game. Japan against the Netherlands.
Well, with the draw going through, it allowed Team Netherlands to go up, peel the corner, and they rolled it to a bit of a centerline guard protecting their other stone that you see just biting the top of the rings.
This is looking quite heavy too.
See the swing, that one's in a better spot than the one that went through, but it actually overcurls and comes out the side.
Japanese bench. Tomi Nagaoka. Been with the team a long time.
So it might be tempting to try and play that in-turn draw and try and tap that one through. Yeah, Van Dorp seems happy and content to play the out-turn around, try and get in behind that way.
Stop hier. Heel lengte, jongens. Stop af. Kijk, komt weg. Yep, yep. Hard, Carlo. Hard line. 3. Yep. Hard. 3. Hard, jongens. Helemaal door, helemaal door, helemaal door. Hard, 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 hard.
Struggling to get this one there.
Ja. Het is gewoon het enige trage paardje nog.
Well, as we look up the player benches from the ice to where the coaches and alternates will sit, Sherry Lebrant-Demont.
Yep, she's all things to this team. Has been with them all the way through this journey to the World Championship. And who knows what's next. depending on their performances this week.
So Japan gets their miss and an opportunity to try and use those centerline stones and draw into lie 2. Shimizu wants to get this one behind and have to get around with that late finish.
It's coming now, look, I think, isn't it? It's just sticking in. Nicely done.
Wow, is it ever curling hard at the end. That one, they are only 2-3 feet behind that one, but pretty much completely buried. And the overlap of those guards out in front is what's causing the trouble now for Van Dorp and Netherlands.
Again, well worked there by the sweepers. That final position.
You will always hear this Japanese team. They're definitely one of the more intense teams out there.
And he knew he played a good one there. He was pretty chuffed. Sometimes they make it look so easy. To get this one in round 2.
They're trying to go around, but it comes down. They could have, if it was going to curl, they could freeze to it. They knew they could try and wrap around everything. As it goes back 4 foot.
And it pretty well exposed there.
Well, very nice, right in on top.
And the crowd are really appreciating that one.
Yeah, easier for all the fans here, as they only have 2 games to watch. They don't have to be focused on multiple, and they may have just touched it enough to lie 2 at this point.
So Japan definitely in control at this moment in time in this end. I'm not sure if it is 2, but it's not far away.
It's very close. We're going to really try and close in that scoring zone now for Van Dorp. Just freeze on top. Don't want to move it too far.
There's the chain of stones, and that's where he's looking.
Well, little tap now is for sure 2 for Japan. It's not necessarily what he was looking for. It does leave him something with that one in front, but he was trying to just get to that shot stone on the side of the Ford logo. So lying 2 at the moment, Morizumi, I think, needs to protect that little tap that Van Dorp has left with his last. Don't want to be too close with this, because bring it tight to the rings. It's something he can run in. All about line, and always nice just cleaning that one up. Take away the tap. And
Is it too far over?
I think it did enough. I think you can, it takes away getting after shot stone, but you could probably tap it, move one out to
Ja, want je wil niet te veel wegspinnen. Nee, precies.
move it away. The only thing is you open something up to still leave a shot left for Morozumi.
Langs die gele naar buiten. Gewoon 11. Oké? Langs die gele naar buiten. Nee, waarvoor 11. Dus als het goed is, blijft hij dan gewoon daar. Oké? Gewoon de raak. Ja, precies. Ja. Je raakt gewoon een kwart steen. Ja. Oké. Oké, ja. Maar het is niet alsof je veel eruit speelt, hè? Best veel, hè, trouwens. Ja, maar dit moet goed zijn. Oké. 11. Oké. 11. Whoa.
Well, a sliver of room here to get at that one.
Yep. Yep. Hard. Yep. Yep.
Important shot, though, for the Netherlands. Past the guard, is it?
No, racks on the front. The only positive for Van Dorp and Netherlands is the scoring zone that Japan has to get in to get a third point.
They knew it was going to be close here. They tried their best, but
So out turn, trying to get through the port, around everything. Have to get to the side of the button. They need to touch the white paint on the button in order to score a third point.
so last stone of the second end. And the Japanese response to that 2 in the first. Looks like being a really positive one.
We'll have a small piece of real estate to try and get this one too.
Let's look at the line, folks. Is it going to get through here?
Line was okay, but about 4 or 5 feet short, but didn't want to worry about it tapping his too far and only getting one. So
Yeah, probably a good outcome as far as Japan are concerned. A well-executed end, and they've drawn level after 2. Japan 2, Netherlands 2.
3.0だからこんなもん普通だった同じ3秒と3秒あ3秒3秒か3.1じゃないちょっと
In the universe that is distinctively curling, the stars have now aligned to deliver the world's ultimate showdown to the world's entertainment capital. Whether you're a storied veteran of events past or a future superfan anxious to attend your first, this is the one. The 2018 World Men's in Las Vegas with our most popular package, the 9-day, 10-night hit and stay for 2 people for just $20.29.
Las Vegas rocks.
Welcome back to our live coverage of the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2017. Great to have you with us wherever you are watching or listening around the world. Our featured game is Japan against the Netherlands, and already developing into an interesting tussle between these two because it's 2-2 into this third end. Alison Walker and Luke Coley bringing you live commentary on this game, and we'll also keep you updated on the Russia-Canada game as well. But this will be our main focus here in the arena. And we've had a good couple of ends, look, haven't we?
Lots of rocks in play, lots of action. Some mistakes by both sides, but both teams with the hammer able to score their multiple points. And we see the guard go out in front, so same story, I think, here in end 3.
Yep, line. Hey, alleen lengte nu. Alleen lengte. Die lijn back voor. Oh, dan. Overcurl. Hij is helemaal.
A very small curling nation, the Netherlands.
Ik had 10. Ja. Oké.
Let's head over and check out action on sheet C, Russia against Canada. Canada with those 2 points in the first and looking good in this second end, look.
Yeah, Brad Gushu was able to make a hit through a narrow ported shot stone that was for a shot for Russia. Now, Alexei Stukalski looks like he's playing the out turn, trying to come off those two side ones, at least cut it down. Play a quiet way to try and just tap and roll. But has to get past the front, otherwise a big steal. And this one, a runaway early, as it's a steal of 4 for the Canadian side. And they're up 6-0 after just 2 ends of play.
And having lost their first game as well by a big margin, not going well for Russia.
Yeah, they lost 9-2 to the States yesterday in just 6 ends.
That's a long way back for them, look. And they have to play a minimum of 6 ends, remember. So back to our feature game. Good crowd inside this arena, watching the action here. It's an early start for a lot of people, but they're trickling in. Got their donuts and their
Yeah,
coffees.
might be a little late arriving. Having a couple at the patch last night after the games and draw 2 on a Saturday night.
So the patch, folks, is a entertainment area attached to the arena with dancing and music and a little bit of drinking as well.
Musician Kim Mitchell was performing last night, well known to many people in Canada.
Any good?
He is. I've seen him before at other curling events. Quite good. Was not there last night. Knew I had to be up early. Was studying up.
Just checking.
So just that one stone in the rings. The first come around didn't get in the perfect position, so it allowed for the hits. So might not be a bad thing for both sides to be able to just play a little bit of an open end. I know this Japanese team has no problem duking it out with lots of stones in play.
They reckon they only have about 150 curlers in the Netherlands, 150 members at the 4 clubs rather, but they reckon about a couple of thousand play the sport, which is very different from what happens here in Canada and indeed in Edmonton, where there are sort of 13 or 14 curling clubs.
Yeah, right around that number in that the greater Edmonton area. Trading hits back and forth, and of course in Edmonton, this second time this event has hosted this venue has hosted the Worlds. You stated earlier, Allison, it was a record attendance in 2007 when it was here. They're actually honoring all the teams that have won events, major events, Canadian or international events in this venue, as a new building arena has been built for the hockey team in Edmonton, and they're sort of doing their swan song for this Northlands Coliseum.
Were you here in 2007?
I was here.
Must have been jumping.
It was incredible, and Glenn Howard was Team Canada that year. Went on to came out in cowboy hats to the crowd. The crowd erupted, and then they scored 4 in the first end against Germany's Andy Kapp in that gold medal game.
I'm sure we'll have every bit of the same level of excitement come Sunday here. Canada again favourites for the title. But who knows what might happen during the course of the week. We shall see. Away that one goes.
So we've seen some misses in the middle of this lineup for Japan. First end got into some trouble because of a miss by Yamaguchi, and there Tetsuro Shimizu slides that one through the house.
Lijns goed. Wacht als je kan. Geen lijns goed. Yep, kom maar dan. Lijns goed. Alleen links, jongens. 12 af. 3-12. Yep. Hard, lauw, hard. Yep, hard.
Well, it comes out the other side of it. I think with the look that you see there, be some room to try and get at that one. And gets to it with ease. They get to the nose of that stone.
And lying in a good position too.
It's also different for this Netherlands team because you also have cameras out there, both games being televised, cameras all out, you're being mic'd up. A different element, it's always different, and you're under the bright lights and the TV lights.
And also good crowds as well.
Yeah, good crowd and just
audiences.
2 games on the ice. So it's a new experience for them. I'm sure they're trying to soak it all in at the same time as making that little hit and roll to the side. We see this from some players. They'll grab a different broom to slide with, just one they're more comfortable with. One that obviously not approved for sweeping. Went through the different pads that were used in the past couple seasons, and they've unified on one singular type of brush head that can be used for sweeping.
Which all the curlers use now. Hit some rolls.
Als je naar buiten hoort, noos is ook goed. Ja. 10? Ja. Ja. Ja.
Just a single stone in there it is. Van Dorp and Netherlands with the hammer in this third end.
Haven't really been able to build anything here, have they? The exchange of hits.
Yeah, both sides not really wanting to flirt too much with trying to roll underneath. Until this point, we'll probably see Morozumi take a run at it with the last stone at the end. No real risk, even if he doesn't.
And you see the 2 games going on side by side.
Well, hit. Now where does it roll to? And that's going to go out in the open.
You're going to hang around. And you just...
So out in the open, chance here. Blank the end. Keep it at a level 2-2 game.
They wanted to make it just a bit more difficult for the Netherlands skip.
Field. Yep. Yep.
Last stone of the third. And expect them both to disappear. There they go. So the end is blanked, which suits the Netherlands. They can build and try again and end number 4. It's still 2-2 after 3. Japan 2, Netherlands 2. Into this fourth end now of a feature game between Japan and the Netherlands. 2-2 thus far. And the Netherlands certainly not looking out of their depth by any means.
No, absolutely not. And a lot of these teams they'll be seeing for the first time, especially a Japan qualifying out of the Asia Pacific region, along with China. This Netherlands coming out of the Europeans, they'll have seen some of the teams and know some of those teams. But they qualified over the B group. It's a little different at the Europeans. An A and a B side. The winner of the B plays the 8th seeded team from the A group in a challenge for the last world spot. And they won that over Austria to qualify and come to Edmonton. And that was probably an exciting moment, but then the moment you walk in here and you know you're at the World Championship, you have the shirts that have the crest that say Ford World Men's Curling Championship, Edmonton 2017. It's a big deal.
It is. It is. These guys have been here a few times before. Kazuki Morozumi.
Morozumi have been unable to get that center line guard really in the spot that they want throughout. They've been struggling to get to the center line with those lead stones. There they use off the side one to go into the top of the 12-foot.
Lead players so crucial in the game of curling. Stone placements later on in the game, so important.
Well, trying the short little run back, Carlo Glasbergen.
Just see that one finish and take a look over on sheet C in that third end. And look at that lead for Canada. Goodness me, is it any way back for Russia?
Well, they have a shot now to try and get 2 back with the out turn. They've made a nice little raise to get in, live shot, have something behind cover. And Stukowski, after Brad Gusha, unable to roll far enough to get in behind cover.
It could really do with making this look just from a confidence point of view more than anything.
Absolutely. Struggled in a lopsided loss yesterday, and not a brush to it yet by the Russian side is not a good sign, as they want to stick around and will just barely hang around for those 2 in the 12-foot. So they're on the board and they get a deuce, but still 4 points down to the Canadian side, and they give them the hammer back into the 4th end.
Yep, still a hard task ahead for Team Russia.
When our feature game was Japan trying to hit off that one on the side, unable to, leaving the rings wide open for this out turn or in turn come around, pardon me.
Not quite far enough over. A good view of that, I'm sure, at the other end. Yamaguchi, 65% for that one game played so far. Sure, he'll improve throughout the week.
Well, nicely done using the angle. Come down to it. They're able to hold the line enough that they sit shot stone.
That's what he's looking at. %79% for Lawrence Bookman, the second player. Pretty good going.
At 89% in this game so far as well. Definite advantage. The second position over his counterpart, who's just at 61%. Still leaves Japan lying shot, over curled on him a bit. They're hoping to keep that one high side or on the center line side of that red stone. So Japan would have to come after them.
%71% for Shimizu. We've seen a couple of really good stones from him and a couple of really wayward ones, so let's see where this one. Supers are working hard, very hard indeed.
Well, they know they have a huge opportunity to get this one into the 8-foot. And they definitely move that stone, that corner guard. They're going to go replace it. Kosuke Morozumi actually moved it pretty good there. So says, sorry, can you replace it?
Heavy breathing there. Look how hard these guys are working. And look at the result.
You can watch here as Morozumi kicks that one. Come right there, and he kicks it a good distance. Reveals the go and go further.
Yeah, it did go further. And these guys are really good at avoiding them when they have to, but that's just unfortunate.
That's the gentleman's game where you say, I apologize, and
off we go.
Put it back where you think it was.
To Huskins.
Run back, catch that one on the side. Fabulous shot, pushes it just far enough. I think it's actually better it stays in play because it's more difficult to remove those yellows now.
Not showing too much emotion there. Let's take another look.
Hoosgins with a gem just catches the backside of that one.
Nicely done.
Fabulous. And
He was quite pleased, I think. Let's see what the Japanese can come up with now.
they'll just peel the corner. Opens up those yellows. But as we saw in the first, of Netherlands in good position to score 2, if not more.
Yep, kom maar. Gotta go. Kijk, kult niet. Kult niet. Top 12. 3-12. Carlo. Nee, is er wel. Net 12. Wow, make sure, Carlo. Carlo, ga maar. Moet er zijn. Yep. Yep, helemaal door, helemaal door. Hard, Carlo, go. Yep.
You can see it beginning to come around a little bit, but not.
No, they went out wide to try and get behind that guard. I think it just maybe got out in the frost and didn't. A little bit wider, didn't curl as much as they were expecting. As I mentioned in the first, now it is Yusuke Morizumi that has to go out, make a double, try and bail his team out.
Only played one game, but 72% so far. And usually you see the skips in the 80s and 90s, but still very early in the competition.
Well, make the double.
Oh, nicely
Very
done
nice.
by the Japanese skip. It wasn't as easy as it looked.
Now decision for Van Dorp. What do you play? You could try and freeze on these stones. We look another look at the double. They had the risk of that red one being there also.
Had to be absolutely spot on with his lines, and he was.
They could freeze to those 2 stones on the side of the 12-foot. Here they're electing to come around that guard, knowing that even if they go there, Morizumi's out, is to try and hit and roll behind. So this doesn't even have to be completely buried, just partially tucked behind that guard.
Ik denk 85. 9 misschien.
Yeah, Van Dorp, he's 79%, slightly better than his opposite number.
Gotta go. Yep. Waar is die? Gotta go. Kom je shot, anders ho. Oh maar ho. Laat maar guard. Oh. Nee. Het is te laat. Het is te laat nou, het is gewoon terug. Oké. Stijf niet. Ja.
Well, good decision there. A good smart line call by the youngster and Wouter Hoosgins to say, let's let off. We got a bit of a guard. It's not going to have the weight to get there. We keep going. It's not going to be second shot, and we're going to open up shot stone. Looks like they obviously think there is enough to go after and pick that one out. They have those 2 on the other side, so still a potential force in play. just have to catch a piece and they'll make that one go away. But jam on the side. Wonder if they thought that one might come into play or is a factor. As of now, 2 is still alive for Netherlands.
Ja, duidelijk.
Yeah, slightly unfortunate from a
Dit is oké.
Japanese point of view.
Watch here as they'll catch a little bit. And it will just stick right there for a second shot in the back of the 12-foot. Real unfortunate break, but again, it's one that not sure if they discussed that before the shot, if that was a possibility when deciding to play that shot.
So, last stone of the 4th.
Yep. 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 Hard. 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 Moed op. Moed. Nooit meer eraf. Yep. Yep. Nooit meer eraf. Yep. Hard. Nooit meer eraf. Yep.
Well, they knew they could have this one over curl and then roll it in, but it ends up being a steal, so a 3-point swing.
Is that the right strategy there, do you think?
I like the call. I just think that they didn't give themselves enough ice, weren't sure what that spot was going to do, and it ends up costing them a point.
There we go, after 4. Japan in the lead, 3-2.
In the universe that is distinctively curling, the stars have now aligned to deliver the world's ultimate showdown to the world's entertainment capital. Whether you're a storied veteran of events past or a future superfan anxious to attend your first, this is the one. The 2018 World Men's in Las Vegas with our most popular package, the 9-day, 10-night hit and stay for 2 people for just $20.29.
Las Vegas rocks.
Right, 5th end. This our feature game at the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2017. We're live in the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, Canada. Great to have your company. Good game this between these 2 nations. First chance for many of us to see the Netherlands in action.
Nice hook. 1, 2. Kom dan. Easy. 2. Geld on niet.
Sporting their Ford World Tops.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure exactly what to expect from a young squad. They've played pretty well, but just the miss on the last one over curl. It's a spot where when you're going to the wing, we've seen some extra curl going that way. They knew that they could wreck on the top one and still roll in and get their 1. Ideally, you catch the lower of the 2 and roll in and score your 2. Instead, it over curls and they give up the steal.
The lesser of two evils, if you like. And they're just 3-2 down. They won't read too much into that.
No, it was just the execution. The game plan was perfect, in my opinion. They played a solid end, looking like they were scoring 2 or 3, or have an opportunity for it at least. That guard stops just in time, can't be removed yet.
Wacht als je kan. Oh. Rustig nou. 12 af. Hey, Roos. Komt in. Stop af. Oké, oh. Wouter. Stop af. Die lijn. Thank for. Okay, for the T finish.
Well, trying to just straight draw behind that corner. And sits for shot stone, so very nice using that corner guard. Trying to force Japan to come after them. Tsuyoshi Yamaguchi. It's been a struggle for him in this one so far. He struggled in their game yesterday at just 66%. He needs to pick up his play. In this one, his team does lead, but needs a big one right now.
Die lijn? Ja, die lijn. Kleine bumps, oké. Oké. Wow. Back 8. Wow. Kijk lijn zo. Hij is doorheen. Oh, nee joh. Dat is helemaal niks. Oké, Wouter. 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 Yep, ga maar.
How far is this one going to go? Oh my goodness.
Right on through as almost hack weight is just overthrown, and sometimes that's an experience thing you can throw to your sweepers, especially on a nice surface like this that your sweepers are allowed to use. And see the sweeping now, that's to try and get it to curl and come up, but that one misses it by a good margin.
It didn't make much difference at all.
It's definitely in the last couple of years the sweepers have changed to try and sweep with it, get that curl late once, if you know it has a chance.
Let's hop over to sheet C again. Russia, Canada, 6-2. We're into the fourth end. You can see the numbers there.
Those are some crooked ones up on the scoreboard. That 4 jumps out at you though for Team Canada stolen. And Brad Gushu, an open hitch here to score 2. Alexei Stukalski and his Russian side just attempted a slash double. Very close, actually moved it. But will hit, roll over,
How
and
far?
stops in time to score 2 more and have their 6-point lead back.
Right, appreciating the action on sheet C.
Ja. Ik denk het ook wel. Ja. Ik denk dat je zo deze mee kan pakken. Ja, steeds pakken. Over de top of wat? Ja.
Well, here it's Japan laying 3, but the 4-foot is open, so that's the comforting factor for Jaap van Dorp.
Oh. Oh. Komt u? Oh. Oh.
And he's trying to open up that center line here. And we'll get fortunate making that one, picking that top one. Do not believe that was the call there to...
A nice result for Netherlands.
pick that top one clean as it'll redirect and get one of the Japanese stones out and roll towards his corner guard. Still Japan lying 1-2.
He still didn't look all that happy there, did he?
No, he was hoping to get that other one in the top of the 12-foot moving. Try and clear things up, so it's still not a comforting position for this Netherlands side. And Shimizu's going to try and get rid of both those yellows. Oh, gets rid of one little flop. Lie 3.
Dubbel en rol. Ja, duidelijk. Hou hem out. Tegenop. Wow. Komt ie. Yep. Yep. Hard. Yep. No dubbel. Wow. Yep. Okay, sorry. Ik ga hem uit zand.
Well, no double. They're hoping to maybe even roll over behind the corner.
Oké, wel iets rechter zou blijven. Oké. Rollen.
近いような感じするけど、ワンパ
Well, roll to the center, maybe a little bit, and choke off that corner guard if you can. Would be a perfect position for this stone. Avoid the jam, and we'll sit right in front. They were flirting with it, though.
Ooh. Another close one. Oh, he says.
3か4の 10.3 か4どっちかと思う。
Achteraf. Wow. Af. Oh, deze is niks. Dubbel. Yep. Hard.
Well, trying to make the double. We'll touch that one just a little bit, just off. Those doubles are very difficult when you have to hit them so precise, and that just a little bit off goes over the top of that one.
Thank you.
Of course, Yap, the senior member of this team at 27.
He's the old man of the
Yeah.
team, isn't he, at 27?
それかただこれだ。でもこれが結局残る。見えててもいいんだよね。
So first time really we've seen any chat about what to do next.
Yeah, there hasn't been a lot. Most
あれが T 奥になっちゃったから
of the game's been pretty free-flowing. Decisions made pretty quickly.
フリーズが残っちゃう感じ。フリーズかステイが
I think part of this is take away any play behind the corner. That's the worry with Japan's 2 stones behind T line.
LSD よりちょっと滑ってるっていただきたいですか
So maybe just into the top of the 8-foot, partially protected, would be an ideal position.
そんな隠れきらなくていい。
いい感じ。5、6、5。
Well, just cleaning this one down. Right down to it. I think maybe a little deeper than they wanted there. You can still come and sit on the corner of it. The second shot.
Oké, gewoon top 4, T-line.
And allow for a chance at a deuce, because then Japan would have to follow you up and you may have a play on
Oké, ja.
both those reds.
Top 4. Ja. Top 4. Het is wel risky, want je bent geen shot, maar ik denk dat we gewoon kunnen gaan. De hele 4 voet stond open. Ja. Oké, ja. Oké, gewoon top. Ja, top 4. Dus 3, 9 hier. 5, 9, 5, 9.
You've seen the delivery there. Luke just gives that final arm extension over the hog line before releasing.
And you hear the players, they'll use the word being positive on the release, just giving it. Wasn't quite positive enough on that one. Well short. And it's all on how you miss sometimes. Mistakes will happen, and it's what you leave yourself with the miss. There, you could come down, be a little heavy, and still force Japan to come after. Now, going to be facing 4 probably with his final shot.
I mean, that miss is going to prove to be quite costly, possibly, so he'll be frustrated with himself.
こっちいいと思う。こっち滑るんだけどさ、ちょっとこっちのドロー相手投げてないんで。ここはあるよ。ああ、そうだね。そしたらこの辺の方が面白い。ストロールでワン簡単。ストロール？
並べたくない。並べたくはない。そっちやったで。
まあここで見ても今思ったよ。俺もこっち。
ああ、こっちもねいいなとは思った別にセンターでも。こっち狭いでしょ。そしたら見た目がもう。うん、ちょっとこっちずらしていくのは悪くないかも。
そしたら後ろっていうのも早ければ。
とりあえずここが限界だね。あれよりヒットステイでそれもあるからここだね。
Well, it's the discussion of where do you want to place this. I think if you want to go down and place this one, you want it in a spot that can't get shot stone with a hit. You want to force them to draw, especially against multiple counters. The draw becomes that more risky. Go over, protect that one back 8 foot. Force Jaap van Dorp to draw for a single point.
Japan trying to make it as awkward as possible for Jaap. This final stone.
Well, it looks like it is 4th shot, but leaves the 8 foot open, and it's not as difficult of a shot.
Looks pretty straightforward. This man.
Well, these are the shots skippers need to make and keep a team in, even in an end where you don't play that great.
Will he be thinking about his previous stone look?
Yeah, that'll definitely be a factor. He'll be thinking about that and going to a different path, though. He was playing an in turn. Here's the out turn for Van Dorp to get a good chunk of the 8 foot.
There's a lot of red granite down there.
Oké, ga nu curlen. Vol 4. Vol 4, die lijn. Oké. Vult niet heel veel. Oké, ga nu veel. Vult nu veel. Vol 4. Vol 4.
1, 2, 3 reds there, but this is safely in.
Yeah, nicely done. He uses that backing. Was there as well, but gets the 1.
Well, that levels things up again after 5 and into the break. Japan 3, Netherlands 3.
Oké, dat is wel veel. Ja, 4-15 en 5-9. Oké.
Well, second end of Japan taking on Netherlands. Second stone for Tetsuro Shimizu. Really trying to set something up for this Japan side. He's got a in-turn draw, try and freeze to the inside. Must be a chance to lie 2. he will come right down. Little tap of that Yellowstone to lie 2. An important stone because led to a score of 2 by Japan. Well, on the 4th end, chance here after a jam on Japan's last. It is Jaap van Dorp. Has a chance at this in-turn hit and stick anywhere in the rings. And they're on it right away. Quiet weight will over curl and will not roll in far enough, as it will mean a steal of 1 for Japan. A single point lead for Japan after that one. 5th end, and facing multiple Japanese counters. Van Dorp came up light on his first draw, has to draw good piece of the 8-foot or better to get a single point. And the skip from Veldhoven, Netherlands, is right in there, comes down to that red Japanese stone, gets there 1. That means we're all level, 3-3 after 5 ends of play.
Get them into a position you can either use them for a run back or you get the staggered guard in front of yours. All right? Don't just die off those guards if those draws are coming up late. You got to pay attention. You got to stay close. You got to keep working on it. Positive attitude. Let's go. I want to see a little more energy, a little more positive, a little more fight out there. Really dead.
So very much all to play for in our featured game. And this men's draw 3, the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2017. Alison Walker and Luke Coley bringing you live commentary on the whole of this game and keeping you updated on the Russia-Canada game as well. We've had a good first half, 3-3. And really, yeah, all to play for in part 2, Luke.
Yeah, so we're tied, obviously. Now becomes a 5-end game, and Japan takes the hammer. So they have 3 hammers to the 2 that Netherlands have. First stone comes deep. Sometimes you will see that out of the 5th end break. It is a little bit heavier, as we see that. Jump over Russia and Canada. Canada controlling again, lying 3 there.
And look at that 8-2. Russia been up against it right from the start. And again, he's had some tough shots he's had to try and make, the Russian skip. And again, same scenario.
Has to draw through a port, facing a couple to just get 1. It looks like he'll be through, right in there. Gets their 1, but it's a 5-point lead for Canada halfway through that game.
So Shari, the Netherlands coach, they're urging her team for more positivity, show more energy.
Alleen lengte. Lijn is goed.
Yeah, it's a good reinforcement from
Lijn is normaal.
the coach of just something they can work on. It's not necessarily you should have called this shot, you should have done this better. Let's just be more positive. Let's just work on it that way.
That's for the tournament and the game in the early 70s. For Carlos, not great. Kazuki Morozumi is somewhat better, 85 and 80.
曲がりが遅い。遅い人だ。アースには止まってるよ。そのまんまでいいかな。回転は止まってる。
What about placement of this one? Drifting out a little bit.
And I'm sure could see it with the on the outside of that one, but electing to go after the guard.
Oké, ja.
As opposed to try and chase it with that wide intern.
Barnes Hockman improved in this game.
Yep. Whoa, whoa. Stay low.
Catches the other one too.
Nicely done, makes that long run back. Still leaves a corner, but it's all yellow Netherlands stones in play so far.
That's good. Yes, shot that. That's good. Ring. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Is it roll?
Well, they jam it on the back one, but still sits in the front. Stone that has to be dealt with by the Netherlands side.
Tien en half. Whoa. Denk ook 10 en half. Yep. Loos. Yep. Hard. Whoa. 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 Hij is 10.
So expect this red one to disappear.
Carlo. Stick. Oké, prima. Stay low. 99.
So two just in the 12-footer, opens up that guard, able to now draw him behind, try and use that. And it is Japan with the hammer. They sort of controlled the last end for sure. Need to put a little more shots together in the middle of the lineup. Shimizu and Yamaguchi need to make a couple more shots, or just making some half shots in the early going of this game.
Just been slightly off.
Komt wel stoptijd over de beurt natuurlijk. Eens? Oké, ja.
Well, here's that intensity in the, just waiting for that one, watching the line.
Lijn is goed. Stop, wacht op af. Wachten. Lauw. Stop, af. Wachten. 12. Geldt niet. 12. Oké, Lauw, kom maar. Yep. Stop af. Yep, moet helemaal door. Hard, jongens. Hard, helemaal door voor lijn. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard.
Sits right beside it. In for shot. Stone.
Ja.
Good chance for Japan in the end, though, to really set up an offensive score, trying to score multiple points. We saw both teams do it early. And then not much offense from either side. Both ways. Make a hit, roll away in position to try and get your deuce.
The sheer physicality of the sweeping there. Hit some sticks beside that other red.
Yeah, got right to the nose on that, so good sweeping, able to keep it right there.
Down to Uskens, 75% for this game. Third player for the Netherlands. Youngest player on the team.
Well, trying to sweep, get that late curl if they can, but we'll get rid of one. Now Japan definitely in a position set up to score there too.
Mizu, third player, only 68%. We did see him make that wonderful shot in the first part of the game. He's been a little bit off in the rest.
Yeah, it was a mistake in the first M. Sort of got him into a bit of a trouble. So they're trying to hook it underneath that guard just a little bit so there's no double, and I think it came just enough at the end to do just that.
Let's see what it's like from the other end. How much can he see?
Kill across the face. Eigenlijk gewoon dat je die dubbel op rood straight back pakt. Ja. Oké, ja. Oké, ja. Ja, dus ja. Veel. Cool.
Well, with that one getting under cover, forces the run back. They made one this end already.
Does a job with the skip. He's only been 55%. Need to up his game in this part. The Netherlands are going to take this one.
Well, look at that. Unfortunate they jam on the back, though. That one, run double written all over it.
So close, he
jams the
said.
back.
So close. It was still a pretty good effort, Luke, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And unfortunate because you hit that one so thick on the back it sticks around as opposed to having it roll out. You expect it to roll a bit and spin more away, a little bit further away so you're lying too.
Waarschijnlijk sowieso één hit in ieder geval. Ja, ja. Ja. Hij gaat gewoon één, ja. Als hij echt buried is, denk gewoon ook één hit. Ja, je kan wel weer gewoon run gaan. Ja? Dus kan ook weer zo. Ja, ja, precies. Als je run maar als er min.
Razumi, not the stats that he's used to either. He's only 68% for this game. So both skips slightly under what we would expect. But this is the important part of the game now. These last few ends. This is coming around nicely.
Yeah, very nice. Able to use. It's a corner guard game, and when you have the hammer, that's what you want to get. It's drawn to the wing. You have those two that are counters in the 8-foot.
Ik denk dat hij hier op een gegeven moment wel gaat. Duidelijk. hit the goal een beetje goed. Ja. 10. Dat zelfs ietsje overrollen. Ja. Ja. Haartje minder.
They'd love a little roll, try and roll behind their own stone in the top of the 12-foot.
Didn't move much, did it?
No, right on the nose. It'll still sit in a position to give Japan the chance to score their 2. And exactly what they're looking for. Utilize the hammer in this 6th end. Use the corner guard. Hit, stick, score your 2.
Final stone of this 6th end. Japan against the Netherlands. Japan going for 2 here, which would give them the lead.
Well, nicely done, right down to it. Well, hit, stick, and there's the 2. So the first for Japan since the 2nd end, and a 2-point lead in the game, as they now have a 5-3 advantage over Netherlands.
In the universe that is distinctively curling, the stars have now aligned to deliver the world's ultimate showdown to the world's entertainment capital. Whether you're a storied veteran of events past or a future superfan anxious to attend your first, this is the one. The 2018 World Men's in Las Vegas with our most popular package, the 9-day, 10-night hit and stay for 2 people for just $20.29.
Las Vegas rocks.
So there we go, 5-3. Japan lead in this 2nd round robin games for both these teams. A win for Japan already, and Netherlands with 1 defeat. So still very, very early days in the round robin, but just feel Japan are beginning to take control a little bit in this game. Maybe the experience showing through. We'll see.
Yeah, I would definitely agree there. They've come out of the 5th end break. They've put together some shots. They utilize the hammer. Now have a 2-point lead. They'll see how they try and defend it, if they will play as aggressively as they did early in the game, or if they sit back and try and get into a defensive mindset. Both these teams will have the afternoon off and then be in action again tonight. Japan gets Scotland, the former world champion David Murdoch. Well, Netherlands will take on a different Norway team than we're used to seeing at a World Championship of late. Stefan Walted and that team representing Norway this year. And a mistake that won't help Netherlands come back as it slides in. Really tough to get the guards in play and utilize them if it's sliding into the house. Well, rolls just out of the rings, so it is a stone. Can't be removed yet. Rather than trying to play the corner, you're going to have to use a different game plan to try and generate some offense. But I see have actually switched back and putting up the corner guard.
Komt meer. Yep. Wat ook meer keurden, jongens. Oké, lijn is goed. Hard. Twee. Yep, kom maar door. Twee. Yep. Oké, oh, daar is oké. Twee. Ook. Voetbal. Oké, prima.
So this time, corner guard in a position that can be used. Quickly into second stones and Tsuyoshi Yamaguchi to draw around that center line stone.
A bit about curling in Japan. There are about 10,000 curlers in total, around 2,500 registered, and more than 11 dedicated curling facilities. And they've been members of the World Curling Federation since 1985.
Well, just a bit deep, goes back 8 foot and over curls that guard. That's the problem with going deep, is it will over curl, especially on the ice surface. Jamie Barassa, the chief ice technician, has done a good job getting the ice here together. They had some frost yesterday. Looks to be a little bit quicker and less frost here this morning.
Lijn is goed. Yep, kom maar dan. Yep. Stop af tot 4. Oh, lijnlengte. Loos lijn. Yep. Hard lijn. Yep. Hard, hem door. Helemaal door. Yep. Hard lijn.
Safely past that guard.
Wow, did that one ever move as it actually touches that redstone and rolls back in behind cover. Lawrence Holkman has that one. Sits perfectly buried now.
Over to sheet C. Russia Canada game again. 6-N now, 8-3.
Chance here for 3 more for Canada, as Stukowski and Rush have been trying to weld one into that pocket, playing to the wide side. Not really a steal setup, knowing they got a long way back. Brad can try and smash this one out. Similar type shot on his first, so now Gushu and Team Canada, opportunity to try and score 3.
Oh, look at that.
All lined up.
Fantastic. Great stuff from Canada, and they're calling it quits, and not surprisingly. Really good win for them. Russia really didn't get going at all, but they met a Canadian side in super form, and playing some nice stuff.
Real important for them. They got another tough task tonight. They take on the 2-time world champion skip Nicholas Edin in a marquee matchup. With the win there, they move to 2-0. They'll have the afternoon off. They salute the crowd.
Yep,
and
they
we now
enjoyed that
are
one.
the only game on the ice.
We are. Hopefully they'll all stay and watch the action here, because it's been a close one.
And trading hits as we went over to show you that update of Canada-Russia. Both going after that one behind the corner.
11-3 was the final score in that Canada-Russia game in the end. Another sore one for Russia, but Canada march on.
Ja, of gewoon dit eigenlijk. Ja.
Well, it's all in how to generate
Hij
offense.
wil
And
achter die guard toch? Je wil wel kans
your
op 2 toch?
Team Netherlands,
Anders dan...
as you see, 11-3.
Ja, met team wel.
Team packing things up over next to us on sheet C.
And you know, finishing early, that's a chance to regroup and refresh and just get a bit of rest and prepare for the next game from Canada's point of view. And
Absolutely.
Russia will
They
be
do have, I think they have a commitment. They do be doing an autograph signing in between games today, so it gives them a little more time, go have some lunch before that. And
Yep, hard jongens, hard.
Russia will be away licking their wounds and trying to regroup for their next game.
Yep, yep, hard. Oké. Ja, dat is zo hard.
Both of those head out.
Ja, ik had 9-6. Ja, deze startte je volgens mij ietsje. Oké.
well, they're trying to hold this one to
Ja, geef af van
keep the shooter. Actually touches the guard and still fortunate enough to remove that back Japanese rock. They've just been fading a little bit as this Netherlands squad.
Not as many stones in place, not much chance to build anything.
Ik denk dat je met Hek zelfs gewoon dit kan doen. Zeker. Ja. Is Sushi eigenlijk ook goed? Sushi? Oké. Ja, anders voelt het niet af.
You can certainly see plenty of that red stone.
Hij is echt wel een beetje beurt. Oké, zo is het post. Ja, gewoon Hek. Hek check. Ja. Backline! Close! Whoa! Backline! Yep! Yep! Backline! Whoa! Yep! Whoa! Whoa! Carlo! Whoa! Carlo! Carlo! Yep. Hard! Hard, Carlo! Hard, 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 hard! Hard, low!
Well, they're trying to use any protection, find a way to keep their stones around. The Japanese side been able to just eliminate those yellow counters.
Hard! Hard, Carlo! Hard, 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 hard! Hard, low!
Just stuck there though, didn't it?
Yeah, it is partially protected, so they'll have to make sure that they roll away and not try and play this one too cute.
もう一個広げてもらう。外結構ロールしちゃっていいから。バンパー。
Japan just trying to limit the Netherlands' opportunities as much as they can.
Well, the roll underneath was good enough because it forced the wreck on the guard by the Japanese side. Now Netherlands all of a sudden sitting pretty to score two. It's definitely been back and forth.
Ja, of juist gewoon helemaal hierheen.
Rather unexpected, I have to say.
Ja, oké. Maar dan moet hij verder
That's what
rollen.
happens sometimes.
Ah, oké, doe maar dood. Hij gaat toch niet voor de dubbel, denk ik. En anders succes daarmee, weet je. Ja, klopt dan. Gewoon 10 hoor. Ik denk dat hij hier wel eens kan gaan. Ja, mars is wel hard. Ja, doe maar iets meer ijs nog, Steven. Oké. Ja, dat is goed. Niet eens beurt te liggen. Nee. Als hij dan rolt, dan heb je gewoon nose. Als hij dan de hitterol maakt, hebben we gewoon een korte punt.
Ja.
Duidelijk.
Lengte?
10.
Ja. Oké, ja. 10.
So a chance to get his team back into this with the Netherlands skip. Possibly didn't expect it, so let's see if he can manage to claim the prize here.
There are definitely opportunities where you need to take advantage and knows it. Lie to. Forces a very difficult shot to get rid of both of them for Japan, and I think it's good enough to be in a good position to try and get there too. Well, they want to roll in behind the pocket, but need to sit for a second shot.
Is it going to stay in? Is it going to stay in?
Just too far. Need to sit for a shot. Stone leaves the open draw here to tie things up after 7.
Achter B als shot. Ja, oké. 4-0-5. Ja, is. Ja. Gewoon 4-0 is oké, toch? Ja, ik denk, ja, 4-0 is misschien net achter 10. Dus. Oké, is goed. Ja. 4-0-5 is goed. Ja. Ja, doe ik.
So we traded deuces in the first 2 ends. Looks like we're going to do that the same in the first 2 ends of the second half of this game.
Do you know, and Japan just can't quite shake off the Netherlands here.
Hard, Jones, hard!
They've really had control, but Netherlands have made enough when they count, and now need to get this one.
It's not going to make it, Luke, is it? Is it?
Well, a little further. And there's the emotion that their coach wanted out of them.
Yep, they'll be delighted with that. Gets right back into this game. Smiles all around. 5-5 after 7.
Ja, les gaan in 2 minuten.
Welcome back to our live coverage from the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2017. This is the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, in Canada, and this is our featured game. It is between Japan and the Netherlands. If you're just joining us, you are most welcome. It's been quite a tussle between these two, this round-robin game. This Netherlands team making their debut at the World Championships. Team Japan played in 6 already, so certainly have the edge, if you like, in terms of experience, but we have a very close game on our hands. Alison Walker and Luke Coley bringing you live commentary on this game in this men's session, draw 3. Putting up the corner guard. Comparison of the two leads who haven't really been quite at their best, although Morozumi up in terms of the percentages. I'm sure they will improve throughout the week.
And that's sort of the positionings. They haven't had the rocks in a great position. Some just off center line, a couple deep. And remember, Glasbergen had the hog stone in the second end also.
Yep, that won't have helped his stats. But they don't have to be major mistakes to affect the percentages. Just not quite placing where they should.
No, it's a good pair there for Carlo Glasbergen, able to put. Seen both teams have struggled putting the rock on the center line, getting a perfect center line guard. That one just a little bit off. It's just trying to find out where to put the broom with the weight that's thrown and have that perfect line.
I always think that should come throughout the game as the game goes on. It should be beginning to come, but still slightly finding that particular stone a difficult one, not placement.
So it's still a work in progress, getting comfortable with the ice surface and what it's doing.
Crowd appreciating that one from Kazuki. Morozumi.
Well, they go right around everything. Shot stone back, 4 foot. It is Japan with the hammer.
Lijns terug. Die lijn. Oh, als je kan. Wachten. Oké, back forward. Oh. Heel wijd nog. Nu komt hij. Waar? Die lijn. Oké, Jip, kom maar dan. Wouter. Geen bum, geen bum. Grayson.
Well, still, you see the late finish, so you got to really wait. Just in case you got to throw it to the sweepers. You put that one in the right spot. It is shot stone, but deep in the house. I really like this call here. This, looking at just trying to chip the guard off and roll in, playing it quiet, try and roll this one. Even if you're not in the rings, you just get a biter, but open up those stones in the 4 foot. You don't want to get it too congested and close in that scoring zone. You close it in too much, then you're not going to have a shot for those extra points. It's not an easy shot because you got to hit the perfect angle on this to get that. Well, there's the hit. Now can they get it to roll? Fabulous shot. That may not look like anything real exciting, but just to be able to hit that one perfectly and roll it under is outstanding.
And that will give him a lift as well. Just removing that yellow stone, it did hit the side, so that means it's out.
I think I saw an official come out from behind and said that one hit the boards. So they're helping the players out to make sure they pull the right stones from play.
Ja, hij moet die over de top gooien om hem uit te krijgen, toch? Ja. Of hij tapt hem. En ligt hij achter de T-lijn. Ik denk dat hij hem tapt, ja. Ja. Maar ja, Als je deze nu peelt, dan tapt hij die. Dan heb je die korte run, toch?
Ja, nou ja, niet echt. Dan moet je ook tappen, denk ik. Ik denk dat we uiteindelijk toch hier spelen, maar dat kan gewoon een extra punt worden. Dus.
Want ik denk als je nu die run gooit, dat dat veel te vroeg is.
Ja, ik denk het ook.
Ik denk dat deze
Ja, je kan hem ook zelf nog een keer hier gooien, maar ja, als je
There's the
hier gooit, dan is dat weer
Netherlands
een dubbel,
bench,
dan ligt alleen deze
as the
man.
players are discussing
Ja,
Ik denk
next
dat deze nu
move.
het gevaarlijkste is.
ja,
Weet je niet?
ja. Dus gewoon die.
Maar
Als je
gewoon
peelt
echt,
is het oké.
je wil hem echt pielen, niet hierin rollen.
Nou ja, kijk, als je die dubbel maakt, dan gooi je volgens mij ook voor center, dus dan is het goed. Als je hem alleen peelt, is het ook oké.
Duidelijk.
And their coach Shari has been with the team 14 years, so she must know them inside out.
Ja, dit is gewoon het gevaarlijkste.
What was their concern here, Luke?
Gewoon peel.
Well, where that one went, it is fourth shot, but they know that the forefoot's open. They're worried about where it is and play behind the corner.
Wow.
Talking whether you play the run back, try and get rid of it. Do you want to try and roll the shooter to the center? There, they'll kick that one in, leave the corner. Thought they might try and throw another center line guard, force Japan to come after them a bit, as they do have shot stone, back forefoot. They changed the way the play is coming after theirs. We compare seconds in this game.
ちょうど7超えたところぐらい。
Hawkman with the advantage.
14.1?
We saw that wonderful shot he played in his first stone. That'll do a lot for his stats, that one.
Absolutely. And
2
he'll get the same marks he would if he made an open hit, and it was a much more difficult shot.
ちょっとある。
Well, just a little tap on that shot stone, so they lie one.
Back voor? Ja, pin eigenlijk gewoon. Ja. Maar back voor is Mars.
3-9. 5-9.
Ja, oké, duidelijk. Weet het wel. Ja.
His back foot always seems to have a little wobble, have you noticed, on delivery?
Olijn!
It's just his style, it's not that he's
Back voor, zeker.
unstable by any means.
Back voor. Af. Chip.
Yeah, it's got everyone's got their little nuances with their delivery, and
Yep.
it's all on the result, not exactly how you look doing it. And there they're trying to sweep for a little tick, and it rolls off.
Zit gewoon goed, toch?
Just in between getting off, letting it to try and curl, or sweeping to try and get that little tick.
It's getting very busy in there, isn't it?
And a nice little wall in the back of the forefoot.
もう一回フリーズもあるかい？ちょっと奥か。いや、悪くはないかも。こっちジャムないかいっては思ったんでね。7。変わんない？思う。14点。あっちの方がやっぱちょっと気持ち重いような気がする。8。ちょっとあるよ。8。ラインがまだ。9。ウエイト悪くないよ。でもまだ。まだ9だな。8、9。8。でもまだだよ。8。まだ変わってない。8。当たるよ。イエス。イエス。ゴーゴー。オッケー。
Well, they are able to get the little redirect. Roll in, but again, it's all those stones in the forefoot this early in the end. Really close in that scoring zone.
Going down to have a look.
3 stenen. Nou gewoon
Japan red, Netherlands
gewoon tempo.
yellow.
Ja. Ja, ik dacht eerst dit, maar ja, daar heb je niks aan, want dan doet hij dat.
Ja, precies.
Maar we moeten even denken, want jij hebt nog 2, hè? Dus eigenlijk moet je ruimte maken, zodat jij straks een bom kan gooien.
Ja, of een tapje of zo. Ja,
Ja, dus ik denk dit.
ja en dan
Maar
gewoon
volgens mij wil je deze
losmaken.
ook zelfs helemaal hierin.
Ja,
Maar wel dat hij nog boven
met
dit...
hek of zo op zijn neus.
Ja, dat denk ik.
Oké.
En dan proberen dat hij nog beter ligt dan die.
Ja, precies. Dat je alleen maar deze gewoon hierheen tapt.
Ja.
En deze
En die,
hierheen.
ja, die kan weg.
Ja, op zich.
Want je moet straks kunnen elimineren, toch?
Ja, oké. 11 dan?
Ja.
Als je gewoon eerst deze pakt, recht naar achter en dan deze.
Ja. Volgens mij moet je gewoon ruimte creëren.
Oké, is goed.
11?
Ja.
Duidelijk. Gewoon 11, ja. Want als Jaap dan een bom kan gooien, dan... Ja. Anders kunnen
That
rijden.
one just thrown sits top button, I think. What I picked up from that was they'll try and move that one back, move their yellow out of the way so that they can sit in front and make it very difficult to remove their yellow, which would be second shot if they play this. And then be able to move those reds out on your next.
There's the thirds. How have they been playing? Pretty similar in terms of the percentages, although Huskins up and hits and draws.
11 van Hals. Wow. Los. Af. Wow. Nooit. Af, Lau. Wow. Moet stil curlen.
Carlo, yep.
Go, 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 go. Hard op geel, ja?
Oké, prima.
Well,
Oké, Wout. Lekker.
they'll sit third,
Okay.
but they move that one back. That was a little bit of a catcher for those red Japanese stones. Japan does lie too, but it's not the most comfortable position because there's 2 stones now that
Met de haartje
are
weg.
available for Jaap van Dorp to move in, tap up.
Yep, those 2 yellows just in the front there of the 4-foot, those are the ones that could be tricky to negotiate.
Oh, and that's why we're going to see the double being thrown. Rocket coming here for Shimizu to get rid of both of these. Right in the hole, spin through, and that clears everything out of there except for the reds and the 1 yellow back 12-foot. So lying 4.
So did the job.
I don't know if he wanted to necessarily go right through the hole and slide through like he did. If he made the double and sat on top of the 4-foot, there wouldn't be a freeze that's available or a blast of these reds that exist right now.
Ja, behalve dan dat als je hier nodig
And the players have to be so quick because sometimes you just don't quite know where some of those stones are going. You know, if you can sweep them out and be ready.
gewoon hit. 10.
Ja. Zo eigenlijk net in het midden, toch?
Ja, daarin.
Een beetje hier moet het.
Ja, precies. Daar is het perfect.
Hij mag naar buiten rollen, niet naar binnen. Is goed.
Ja, oké dan. Gewoon 10. Hit
Oh,
erop.
gewoon een hete rol.
Ja.
Ah,
Ja, precies. Ja.
So it looks like with ice, they're trying to hit off that shot stone and roll over in front or even into those 2 reds that are side by each. Have a nice little pocket set up.
The first of the skips stones.
Oh, 10,5. 10. Hij is van 10. Yep. 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 Hard. Oh. Yep. Yep. Oh, oh.
Well hit, roll right over in front, and very nice.
Even af. Lekker balletje.
Oké dan.
Nice, best goed.
Is hij nog hard?
That's an end saver right there.
dacht ook hard.
You don't make that and for big score by the Japanese side. Well, not out of the woods yet, but his team Netherlands, Yusuke Morozumi, try and hit and sit right on top. They know they can't remove that yellow. It's going to take 2 shots to do so.
Can hear a pin drop inside the Northlands. Look, it's just here, the roar of the stone on the ice there, and then the shouting of the players, obviously.
Want to curl up a little bit, sit in front. Rolls off just a hair, but it's almost enough to entice a double attempt. And a very lonely yellow there in the forefoot, as we see very low numbers for both fourth stone throwers in this game. Van Dorp and Morozumi, both mid-60s.
That was a nice shot for Van Dorp in his first stone, so...
Zelfs als je hem hier freest, dat hij dan ook alsnog gewoon die mee kan pakken. En dan, zelfs als hij die net raakt, dan stikt hij hem ook nog op die.
Okay. Ja, laat maar. Nee, ik dacht weer de rol van die, maar dat kan ook
Ja,
niet.
kan ook deze kant guarden. Dat gaat hij dan doen. Heeft hij een draw voor 2, toch? Ik denk dat je hem gewoon, ja, nose freeze. Als je hier bent is het oké, toch? Dan moet hij deze zo erin runnen.
Ja. Als je niet, ja, ik denk, ja, freeze. Als je niet weet, kunnen we een time-out komen. Ik denk dat freeze 1 is gekozen.
Ja, oké, doen we de freeze. Liefst gewoon nose.
Ja,
als je iets wijd bent is het oké.
Ja, gewoon nose freeze. Bij de dolly. Ja. Oké, ja, dat is voor jou.
Well, there's a few curling, international language of curling that come up. Corner freeze
Nose freezer? Ja.
or nose freeze. Right onto that stone that was just thrown. So you don't want to line anything up that can blast and avoid moving those reds.
It needs to be right beside it, doesn't it? No spaces.
Gewoon nose. Oké, hier 0,5.
Ja.
And so his last stone here.
Top 8 op peer. Oké, bij de dolly. Vol 4 is goed.
Again, all about making it as difficult as possible for Morozumi
Yep.
with his final stone.
Moet vol 4. Yep. Yep, blijft. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Hoekman, Glasbergen, put this one on the nose and over curls just a little bit. And that will not line up well for them. Japan's trying to size up the angles. Might be a shot here for 4 now. I think if you nose that yellow that was just thrown, it should go over the top. Avoid the jam. And that back yellow will go with ease. It's just a matter where that middle red will go. These numbers may not be there, but it's the timing of what shots you're making, and this would be a timely shot to make.
So Morozumi with the last stone of this 8th end. This could be the shot that could, in the end, win things for them.
I'll spill it, and they'll catch off that back one. And it sticks for 4.
Well, what a shot from Morozumi. That was the one that could really change things completely for Team Japan here. Look at this.
Come right at you and we'll catch that back yellow. So not only the double, the triple, and that one spins and sticks. High fives around for 4 on the board for Japan.
And you know, Netherlands didn't play that end that badly, but that's what can happen after 8. Good lead now for Japan.
In the universe that is distinctively curling, the stars have now aligned to deliver the world's ultimate showdown to the world's entertainment capital. Whether you're a storied veteran of events past or a future superfan anxious to attend your first, this is the one. The 2018 World Men's in Las Vegas with our most popular package, the 9-day, 10-night hit and stay for 2 people for just $20.29.
Las Vegas rocks.
And look at that 4 there in the 8th end. That was a real blow for Team Netherlands at this stage in the game. They've got to keep focused, positive and concentrated, because it's not as if they've been outplayed, look, in this game. They've produced some good stuff. And in fact, the first stone from their skip we thought might be enough to prevent a big score, but it didn't.
No, we rolled to a pretty good spot. Japan, Yusuke Morizumi made a pretty good one right back, and his freeze was off, and that's the problem when you're having to play freezes to save your team, is they have to be precise, and it was a little off. Lined up perfectly for that triple to score 4, and an early candidate for shot of the week.
Overkilled, jongens. Eindspel. Overkilled iets. Kom maar. Hij is net iets zo over. Ja.
So 9th end, and Netherlands with the hammer to try and get a couple here. Keep in here. And really Japan almost do play the scoreboard now. They are well in front.
Especially with just those 2 ends remaining. You just be smart with how you're placing your stones and not try and get in too much of an aggressive mindset to play to steal. You're trying to eliminate yellow and get a force. That would mean a 3-point lead with the hammer in the 10th end.
Yep, kom maar dan. Lijn lengte, jongens.
No, 2 corner guards will go out for Carlo Glasbergen.
Kult nog niet. Niet heel veel. Kijk, kult wel nu.
Netherlands need stones in play.
Carlo. Okay, netjes.
Well, very nice pair. They're even, pretty even with each other. Not high percentage chance of making the double peel.
And he's certainly improved as the game has gone on.
Well, we'll catch enough, but those stones they'd placed in the front of the rings something that Netherlands would have to move around to score, he eliminates. So
Ja, zeker. Gaan ze wel de hoogte.
no harm yet, but that could come in as a factor in this end.
Duidelijk. Hij is goed. 3. Hoor dan. Hij is diep. Is hij dieper?
Ik denk nog
Wacht dan.
net 3.
Oké, dan ook.
Hoop op net 3 eigenlijk.
Ja, hij is oké.
Hij is net,
Oké.
net 3.
Ja, kom maar in. Oké.
Well, the guard slides in, so
Had ik 4-0 dan of zo?
not really a risk as a guard anymore. Missed the danger stone, and that's why they're going up to peel it before hitting the one in the rings. Well, they'll end up touching that other yellow, and well, they get it out as well. Nicely done. Not really the call, but a nice little bonus to get that one out.
Yeah, things seem to be going Japan's way.
Ja, Carlo start hem net iets. Dat was down.
Yep, I'll take that, he says.
Hoor dan.
Niet val.
Oh,
Nee, hij is 2-3 minder.
hij is goed.
Hij is 3.
Overkeld. Over en af.
2-3. Nee, hij is 3. Hij is 3.
Roos.
Net bij het voortloop.
Oké,
Net iets verder dan het voortloop.
Maar stay low.
Lekker lauw.
Well, they want to get the corner guard in a spot where the peel's a little trickier.
Staat er toch? Het is gewoon een beetje sneller daar.
Trying to avoid catching their stones in the house. Nicely done. Putting it right through and losing the shooter. Look at these two go, keeping up with that one. Just those two red stones in the house belong to Japan.
Oh, geen lijn is goed.
3. 3-12.
Overkuld iets.
3.
Oh,
3.
af dan. Maar?
3. 2-3.
Oh. Kort. Oh, nice.
Again, replacing the
Oké,
guard.
stay later.
And
Oké. Ja.
theme again.
Snel, hè? Ja.
Been hoping for a little slip up from Japan. Might be the Netherlands. Or just missing something to give them a chance. Again, cleanly done. 2 reds remain.
Yeah, getting late at the end now. You got to try and use those stones that are in play to your advantage. Try and draw around them.
Deze was echt best wel tijd, hoor. Zonder veel. Ja. Oké, 10. Ja.
Hij is goed.
Back 4, back 8. Hij is heel
Langs.
hard.
Yep.
Back 8, back
Oké.
line.
Yep.
Kijk, moet erin.
Oh. Hij is te lang.
Links goed, back 4.
Yep. Hard.
Hard,
Oké,
boys.
oh,
Yep.
overkuld.
Well, around it.
Oké.
Comes out the other side with
Ah, perfect.
the late finish we've seen so far early in this event. Just 3 draws in, but look at this one just dive. It gets past, and then we'll come out the other side and say hello that way. So enough to go and play the intern pick. Just get rid of that Yellowstone.
No need to hang around, really, if you're Team Japan.
No, sticking around there might leave something, leave an option, something to freeze to, something to get in the way as a possible catcher for any of their hits on his last stone. So yeah, Van Dorp, try and do the same thing. Go around, go back 8 foot.
Ja, precies. Denk 2'tje. Ja.
59% on the 8 draws, 72 on the hits.
Back 4, back 8. Even wachten als je kan. Back 8. Hij is helemaal. Okay, close. Yep. Back 4. Yep. Yep. Back 8. Yep. Oh. Back 8. Okay. Back 8. Back 12. Nice strange.
Well, around it now. Where will it go? Does it stay in as a biter? It's going to be open. It's going to be able to be removed. They'll take a look. I think they've determined either way that they are, well, they are 1-2 for sure.
Yeah, they're still in a good position, so I'm not afford to ignore it, but do you assume it's in? This is the end breaking.
This is the difference in the game. It's the big shot. Yusuke Morizumi angles lined up, makes the triple, and scores 4. Had control of the end. Van Dorp couldn't get Netherlands out of it. And there's a look at the angles and the spin of that red. I thought it was going to go out, but it really ground in and hung on to the edge of the 12-foot.
It was good stuff from Team Japan, and really it's been hard for the Netherlands since then. What a time to score a 4 in the 8th. 73% on his 12 hits. Yeah, he'd take that and take that shot in the 8th for sure.
It's not necessarily always which one, it's which ones you make, especially as a skip. Trying to just draw around theirs in a spot that closes the scoring zone in on Jaap Van Dorp. He goes to the 8-foot. Doesn't really close it in a lot. It's still 4 foot wide open to get to get that single point. Well, 5th end. Van Dorp had to draw facing 4 to get 1. Here it's the same scenario, facing multiple counters, only for a single point. This would cut it to a 3-point deficit.
Bijt 4. Dop 4. Hij is iets wijder. Die lijn bij 4. Oké, helemaal niks dan. Curl nog niet. Oké, die lijn bij 4. Ga nu curlen.
Not heavy as it look.
No, it looks good. Here's Sweeper's T-line back 4. It's all line. Just got to make sure you get past that front one. And they touch it, but get away with it. They were a little casual on that.
Well, they secure 1, but really, it's not really making much of an impression in the lead from Japan with just an end to go. And they have, yeah, they've decided too far ahead, too much to do, and it is another super victory for Team Japan. Netherlands ran them close really until that eighth end, and then it was very much about Japan. They win. Japan 9, Netherlands 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, how was that? Thank you so much for attending the third draw of the 2017 Ford Worldmen Curling Championship presented by Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning. A quick reminder, the patch is now open. Head on over to the Expo Center for a selection of food, entertainment, and beverage. There will also be, hold up here. There will also be an autograph session with your Team Canada at 12:30, so make sure you check that one out. Reminder, the next draw is at 2 o'clock right here. We hope to see you there.
We'll do you first, and then did he know what? Joanna's probably out.
Back 8-foot is shot. Stone. It is an open look here. Yusuke Morizumi a chance to take a 2-point lead in the game with the quiet hit weight. hit sticks. There's the 2 for Team Japan. But right back in the 7th after a hit and roll went too far by Morozumi. It's Jaap van Dorp with the draw to the house in order to score a second point and tie things up in this third draw. Wouter Huisgens out to help the front end, drag that one in. The excitement from the team as they get their 2 all square after 7. Key shot and the game on this one. Shot stone Japan there, but it's sitting between those 2 yellows, and Yusuke Morozumi lined up the angles perfectly. Out-turn hit. Get it on the nose. Right there. Spin off the yellow. Have that red stick. And there it is to score 4. Morozumi with the big blow in the 8th, scoring 4. And then in the 9th, it is Netherlands and Jaap van Dorp conceding the game 9-6, the final, as Japan wins their second game. And all smiles for sure with that victory for Yusuke Morozumi and Team Japan. The other final, Canada defeating Russia 11-3 in 6 ends. So Canada at 2-0 with that victory. Russia has yet to play past the 6th end in either of their 2 games. As we look at the standings, Canada and Japan both winning this morning, 2-0, followed by Norway and Sweden. Then the 1-loss teams, Germany and Italy, while Switzerland and the US at 1-1, China and Scotland at 0-1, and then rounding out Netherlands and the Russians are 0-2 here through 3 draws.
Well, congratulations, a second win with some spectacular shots. How does it feel with the progress you're making so far?
2勝目まずはおめでとうございます。
はい、無事に2勝目することができて、なかなか差のつかないゲームだったんですけど、しっかりとチャンスをものにできたので、そういうところは次からもしっかり続けていきたいです。
So first 5 ends, we don't have a lot of chance, but we were patient and we've got 4 at the 8th end. It was a good game.
Yeah. Yes. Let me ask you about that 4 at the 8th end. That must have been the shot of the championship so far. Must have been feeling really good to be able to play that shot.
この大会の一番のショットの一つに間違いなくなると思うんですが、あのショットを決めてどんな気分ですか？
やっぱりすごく気持ちいいです。
So make a great shot, feeling always good.
Okay. And does the team feel good now after 2 wins?
チームは2連勝でどんな気分ですか？
今すごくいい流れになってきているので、今日も夜の試合もう1試合あるのでしっかりと頑張りたいと思います。
So we've got kind of momentum now, and they need to get ready for draw 5.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. おめでとうございます。
Victorious skip. Yusuke Morozumi and Team Japan move to 2-0. We're back, draw 4 in just a couple hours as we have the U.S. taking on Scotland. Tune in for more coverage from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.